Since the magical days of Wally and the Beeve to the Brady Bunch, the Cunninghams, Huxtables, Waltons, and even the futuristic Jetsons and prehistoric Flintstones, Hollywood has maintained its fascination with the American family. For Ivey Ranch 5th grade teacher Laura Griffin, the classroom has served as her personal set, providing numerous family-like opportunities for growth the past 13 years.
In the beginning, it was hard to teach 13 years ago. And going through this journey now, I see that I did make the right choice because I have grown not only as a person, but I've seen just miracles happen throughout my life.
Laura's teaching career began in special education at McAuliffe Elementary School, but it was her grandfather, afflicted with muscular dystrophy, who she credits for helping open her heart and her mind to those with special needs.
He was the one who I would see go from walking to walking with a walker, to his amigo, to, finally in his bed where he was speaking with a machine that would help him speak.
In the spirit of family, the lessons she gained were quite simple.
He taught me not to help him too much, but to see him as the whole person and to see him for who he is. So for me, it's always person first.
With a unique concept in mind, Laura one day went to then-Principal Mary Gleesberg with a plan to create a true family environment in her own classroom.
I asked Mrs. Gleesberg if I could have the opportunity to teach children in a general ed classroom and either do full inclusion or mainstreaming. And she allowed me to venture out into the general education and bring students into my classroom, from the severely handicapped or from the SDC classroom.
For Laura, it was like one of those uniquely special mother-daughter moments.
She was, I would say, one of my angels along the way. She believed in my dream, and I think that's what we all need. Somebody who can be one person who makes a change, but then it takes that other person to believe in them and to say, okay. And Mrs. Gleesberg was that person along the way that said, okay, to me.
After 11 years at McAuliffe Elementary, Laura moved into a new home at Ivey Ranch. Principal Dwayne Legg says that the neighborhood may have changed, but Laura's family-first mentality continues to remain the same.
She has a classroom of students with special needs, a classroom with a variety of abilities in language arts, science, and math, and she's done phenomenal work to be able to balance that.
Just like running a household, Laura fully believes in treating each of her children as individuals with individual needs.
Me being in special ed has been able to fulfill my need to open up that possibility for everybody to see them as students who can make a difference in their lives. Because it's amazing how much joy, how many laughs they can bring to you, and lessons they can teach you along the way.
King Middle School 6th grader Lori Smith knows exactly what it feels like to experience being a part of Mrs. Griffin's family-oriented classroom.
She's the greatest teacher in the world because she's so loving and caring. She's just full of kindness and happiness. She's never mad at us, ever.
Reaching all kids is something that comes naturally to Laura, an ability that she attributes to taking the time to get to know her students at every opportunity.
Observing the students, not only when they're in the classroom, but also on the playground, so you get to know what their interests are. So when you do go to build that rapport with them, you know what's in their heart.
And that simple concept may help explain why Laura has now twice been named a Teacher of the Year. Her first award came in 2004 at McAuliffe Elementary, and 13 years teaching has taught her to look inside and reflect on her own personal growth.
I think when I received my first one, I was in a different spot. And now in my life, after teaching 13 years, it's interesting because I find myself constantly thinking in my head, how is what I'm doing going to impact my students' learning? It's a constant reflection.
Reflecting on her prestigious second award, Laura says the words shocked and surreal came to mind the day that Superintendent Larry Perondi came walking into her classroom.
Good morning. Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hi. How are you? I have something for you. You are this year's Teacher of the Year. Get in here.
Oh, thank you.
This district has an amazing group of educators, and to be one of the people that gets to represent Oceanside is such an honor. So to see that happening to me, it was just amazing.
For Laura, the idea of fostering a safe family atmosphere with fellow teachers and students all boils down to one word: encouragement.
I want them to take challenges, and the only way I think I'm going to get them to challenge themselves is if they know that the other peers around them are going to be beside them saying, good job, way to go, nice work.
Speaking of nice work, Laura and the Ivey family achieved OUSD history last year, becoming the first school in Oceanside to crack 900 on the state's API scale.
Together, we brought up that score, I believe, to 900 because we had someone supporting us, Mr. Legg, walking through the classrooms almost on a daily basis, getting to know our kids, seeing what we're teaching, asking them what they're learning, having them understand how important their education is and how important it is to be responsible and respectful. And I think along with that, our school just brought a whole different feeling because they're scholars here. They're working scholars. And they feel very proud to show that.
And like a proud father, Principal Legg beams with joy when speaking of his talented teacher.
You know what I've really learned from Laura is when she says sometimes our greatest challenges are our greatest victories, that she lives that in her enthusiasm, in her passion, and in her humility, and her desire just to be excellent every single day for our kids.
And that excellence, along with memories for Lori Smith, are what she will remember for a lifetime as she moves to a new middle school.
It's like missing your mom. Like when she goes away on a vacation for a week or something, it's like missing that. It's missing what you love.